I know we had talked to Trayvon a while ago, and he had talked about an incident where he said that DJ Quick's camp leaked out the All Eyes on Me CD before it came out in '96. I just want to see, number one, your take on that story, and if it is true, how did you guys find out, number one, that it had leaked, but number two, how it got leaked?
Yeah. So what happened was, back in the '90s, it's so different now. Now you motherfuckers pay DJs and then people would that make the CDs and all that to leak their singles out, on albums and stuff prior. But back in the '90s, you used to sell singles yourself, in the stores for $4.99. Y'all used to can go buy a single and then have a B side on a cassette or a disc. And so you used to treat your music like gold back in the '90s. So what happened was, DJ Quick had this security dude, slash homeboy type security dude from his neighborhood named Donzelli. He was a good dude. Donzelli was solid, a real solid dude. But he messed up, and there was this shop in Compton that everybody used to go to. It was a weed spot, really, but they were supposed to have been a sound system place. My boy Melvin, shout out, rest in peace, Melvin Horde, Big Spanky, and all them. They had this shop on a laundry in Washington that used to work on cars and stuff like that. But they also was known for having good quality weed back in the day. And so Donzelli went up there and must have made a deal with Melvin and them or somehow. He says, as I remember, he was getting some work done on his car, and they must have stole the cassette out of his car. And so people was like, well, what was he doing with it? Well, DJ Quick was mixing down All Eyes on Me. A lot of people probably thought Dre did All Eyes on Me, but it was actually DJ Quick that Suge elected to have mixed down All Eyes on Me album. I'm sure his security guard probably gave him a cassette. That's when we came up with the rules, because that came up later where nobody could make any cassettes. And that was such a problem for me and my security, because the runners or the engineers couldn't make any cassettes without security getting permission. And so what usually would happen, they'll come and say, Tupac want to take home a cassette. The engineer to contact security call me, then I'll get it cleared by Suge. Y'all just don't know how many problems they call trying to get a hold of Reggie and Suge, or Reggie getting a hold of Suge. And so that eventually became the rule. But prior to that, they didn't have any rules like that in place. And so I don't believe DJ Quick was doing it to leak it for Donzelli to make any money on the streets. I don't believe that, but that was the impression. So what happened was, so they were up there. It somehow got stolen out of DJ Quick or Donzelli's car. They were up there. Trayvon Lane and somebody. I probably was wasn't K-Dub, because K-Dub wouldn't have had to go up there for no weed. But Trayvon and somebody was up there at Untouchable Sounds. And they heard the music being played up there. And they asked, hey, how you get that? And then it turned out it was Donzelli. That was the situation where I told y'all, where Donzelli got called in the office. And so she'll call Donzelli in the office. And it was like four homies. I'm not going to say any names. Four homies was in there. And, that power rule stuff kicked in with that homie stuff. And Suge said to Donzelli, Donzelli, you got to take a fade with one of the homies. Which one of the homies, you're going to take a fade with? Because you leaked this stuff on the streets, which, like I said, I really believe was an accident, but who knows? And and Donzelli was looking around, and Trey probably was gonna get picked because that's who everybody liked to pick on. But I remember when Rock stood up, Rock Chisholm, and Well, I wasn't in there. I just heard this. I heard this story. And Rock said, step back. I'll take that fade. And that's when Rock and Donzelli got down. But hey, that's what happened. That's the story that you heard. But that's how All Eyez On Me got leaked. If 100 people got it from that, I'll be surprised. But that's the story behind All Eyez On Me getting leaked. And it was really just because of DJ Quik maybe leaving the cassette in his one of his cars of his security guy. Or maybe just giving it to him. And Donzelli left it in his car as he always claimed. Or he went up there and sold it. I don't know. But that's the story behind that. So we're going to come up with this program for you guys where we want all you up-and-coming rappers where y'all can pay $200 or a fee where y'all DM either me on IG or John, hopefully John, because he's going to be the one coordinating it, at bombfirsthotmail.com. So I'll say it again, bombfirsthotmail.com. This is a new program, y'all, where y'all can play y'all music. Y'all can come on. It can be a song with a sample in it. You DM John, he'll give you all the specifics. But you can come on, and we're going to give you a special day that we're going to play music on Bomb First, and you can rap a 2 to 3 minute song. Sing, rap, or whatever. The second part of the program is that you also can do. All of y'all always talking about, John always asking Reggie nice questions. All these soft questions. I got better questions for Reggie. So for a fee of $300, John may even let y'all do $250. I don't know. Y'all got to talk to John. But y'all DM him at bombfirst@hotmail.com. And for a nice fee, you can have 10 questions. Any questions you want. You're not going to be on camera. You're going to be like John. I may not even be on questions camera, depending on the date that we do it, how soon you want to do it. But we're going to give you the opportunity to ask 10 questions. We're going to put up the segments right after we do it. And you ask me those 10 questions, and I'll answer those 10 questions. Any topic. You can call me a fat pig. If that's how you want to spend your $300 for 10 questions, you can just call and say 10 crazy things to me. Ask me 10 crazy things. As long as it's within the YouTube and John's guidelines, we good. So, new program, me and John trying to give to the Bomb First family community or our haters, however you want to be.